Communicating on Television Manual, which is to teach you how to communicate on TV. Has a series of sessions. This is the only one that actually has videotaping required. We tried at the last Breakfast Club meeting where I spoke to get this working and got everything ready, except we had no tape. So today we have tape, so hopefully this will now work. Julie is providing cues as though we were actually in the studio. I have 7 minutes to deliver this. The training objectives this morning, this is really weird because it's not a normal Toastmaster speech, right? But I'm supposed to explain the training objectives for this. The training objectives are how to make a USB drive that's fun for free. All right? And so the training objectives are to show how to disassemble a thumb drive and how to then install it in something that's fun and talk about all the other things you might do in that regard. Hi and welcome. Today we're talking about how you can take those thumb drives that everybody hands out everywhere. You know, you get these at conferences maybe or for $10 at Staples, and you've seen some of those are in all kinds of fun shapes, right? I've actually seen some that are in a piece of sushi, plastic sushi. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool if I could have one of those myself? Well, today we're going to talk about how you can actually do that for yourself and make a fun USB drive with some free things you have around the house. You might say, hey, I might be able to use this to be my USB drive. Wouldn't it be cool if I could take my softball out and jack it into my computer? Well, kind of nasty looking, I realized. Or you might be able to take a commemorative signed baseball that actually has signatures on it and commemorate that in a way that can be sitting around your desk, and you can actually use it as a USB drive. Maybe even use your toothpaste as your USB drive. We'll talk about that a little later. So first of all, you have to have your thumb drive that you've received. I have a couple different models today. And the first step really is to get your USB drive and figure out what you're going to put it into. Today, we're going to start off with putting it into a golf ball. So I have an ordinary golf ball, which I've taken the liberty of drilling out in advance, so we didn't have all that mess. And I can tell you last night drilling this out, it was a crazy mess. All kinds of rubber stuff flying out. And of course you have to be very, very careful for the depth to make sure you don't poke out the other side. But 10 minutes of drilling and we're good to go. So what you do is you take your USB drive and you'll find that most of these come apart fairly easily actually. Now you could use a razor blade for this. If you're very careful, of course, you could use a razor blade. You could actually use a box knife if you want something safe to hold, and that's what I'm going to choose to use this morning. So what you want to do is just move it around the side and cut it open, and most of them should actually part fairly easily. And you can then open it up, and the guts that come out then, that's actually your flash drive. So that has the memory on it here, and then the USB interface. It's really important that the USB interface sticks out, because this is the part you put into your computer right here. So then, I have taken a hot glue gun, easily procured at a craft store. Be careful, these things get very hot, of course. And it's really quite simple, actually. You take your USB drive, you then have your device you're going to put it into, and we need to trim this up a little bit. It's a little rough. For that, I like my handy knife. And you trim that up nicely to make sure you have a good edge that fits what you're actually putting into it. Now, you know with hot glue you have to work quickly, because if you try to put the hot glue in and then you take a phone call and go and powder your nose, you come back, the hot glue is set. So, first of all, in the adage of measure once, cut twice, no, that's measure twice, cut once, caught you. What you want to do is you want to make sure that it's going to actually fit into what you're putting it in. And this one is a little short, so I'm glad I measured that. Let's pick out one of our other USB drives. This is the fun part about doing this live on television. So I have another USB drive, and this one has a really weird interface with it. But see, under the core, once you actually open it up, we'll use the box knife again, but that for safety reasons. You just cut open the edge and split it. Inside, they're all very similar. And there we go. Now this one is, fortunately, shorter. So it can go into a shorter device. Now it has a little LED we're going to lose the functionality of, but when I put it and test fit it into my golf ball, it does indeed fit. Does indeed fit. Let's see if we can actually get it to go in there. Yes, okay, so it does fit in there. I'm going to wait until the last possible moment to jam it in, because there's only one shot I have at that. There we go. So we take some hot glue and apply liberally into the cavity to hold the actual drive, working fairly quickly then, because you only have, whoa, wrong end. You only have a few seconds to actually implement that, and you just stick it down inside like that. You then can use the hot glue to then seal all around the edges, give you a nice, clean, neat, and professional appearance. And I find it best if you actually put that on there and then trim afterwards, because it's very easy with a razor blade to go around and trim, but it's a whole lot harder with a razor blade to add more glue, if you catch my meaning. And there you go, you have your golf ball thumb drive. So you can give that to a friend as a little gag gift or whatever. I used a 256 meg thumb drive that I got for free. The golf ball a vendor gave me for free. All it cost me is a bit of glue. So there you go. And to make the hole, I used a 1/4 inch drill bit and a standard drill. Just drill down that using a vise, being very careful, of course. We don't want to hurt ourselves. Now, there are all sorts of other objects you might want to insert a thumb drive into. Perhaps your Vienna sausages you have sitting around. Although, you know, the long-term effects of having this being pierced and sitting at your desk, not so pretty. So think carefully before you do that one. So we're going to use a tennis ball today as an additional device to hold a thumb drive. Again, using the handy knife. You just need to make a hole. This is much easier, actually. Make a little hole in the tennis ball. You then insert your thumb drive in, and in a device like this, all you really have to do is then seal around the outer edge using your hot glue, the crafter's friend. You seal around the outside edge like that, and you have then a very easy way to create a conversation piece for your desk and the weirdest thumb drive that your friends may have ever seen. And there you go, the tennis ball thumb drive. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration today. You can also do this with other thumb drives you have sitting around. This is a key fob, and you can only limit your imagination. And the real problem with this is that you'll be looking around your house and looking at everything saying, wow, wouldn't that be great if it had a thumb drive sticking in it? I hope you enjoyed this today. We'll see you next time.